So if folks aren't already aware, Gervonta Tank Davis resurfaced yet again this past weekend, and he's been aggressively taking aim at his two counterparts, Shakur Stevenson and Devin "The Dream" Haney. If anyone's been sleeping under a rock, Tank Davis randomly replied to a tweet mentioning him being afraid to face Shakur Stevenson and instantly started taking shots at Kerr Saturday afternoon from his G-Money burner account on X, which then led to a series of tweets. And so much was said that you'd have to go on each of those X accounts to actually see how that whole mess unfolded. One could assume that Stevenson was acting more so accordingly rather than trying to blatantly insult Tank. However, they went back and forth about everything from sparring rumors, future fight talks, posting each of their current walk-around weights, and everything under the sun, including where they stand as peers. Listen, when I tell you this only makes the back and forth between Tank and Devin Haney the following day that much more hilarious, it's only because Haney wasn't even involved in any of the back and forth prior. So for Gervonta Tank Davis to troll and post this pic from the bout of Ryan Garcia dropping Devin Haney, I'm telling you now, man, this shit had me rolling. And Haney's quote-unquote Father's Day reply didn't make it any better, bruh. Now it appears that Gervonta wants to smoke with Haney after calling him out with the statement, "Big Nose is next." To which Haney replied saying that Tank just needs money, and more recently following that up, claiming that Tank's team has reached out to his team to make a bout. Now Tank's asking for a rehydration clause, and that might make it complicated, but the Haneys ain't dumb. Come on, they saw this coming. Now with the exception of Shakur calling Haney's bluff for trying to entertain a Tank fight, listen, I don't know if we get this long-awaited matchup or mega fight between Tank and Haney, because it very well could happen, but my first thought to this is, I'll believe it when I see it. Listen, between Tank, Haney, and Shakur, year in and year out, we all know these dudes are always talking about facing each other, and the fights never get made. It's like another episode of the Boondocks for these boys, man, and I could very well be wrong here. But to be quite honest, I'm of the notion that Gervonta Tank Davis is only doing this because he might be under the impression that Haney versus Shakur is a lot closer than we think, which of course forces him to position himself back on the island of relevancy. Straight up, man, if you watch my Shakur vs. Murataya video from a few weeks ago, I shared my belief that Tank could be threatened by Shakur Stevenson's name growing bigger than his. And now I'm guessing Tank sees Haney trying to land all the big fights, which could also result in Tank himself fading into the background. That's until I see Tank step foot inside the ring again, that's just my humble honest opinion. Or maybe Devin Haney's right and maybe Tank does need the money. But either way, it's very interesting how this is happening right after Shakur started to entertain the fight with Devin Haney. Now, according to Abraham Gonzalez, sources told him that Jose Benavidez Sr., father of David Benavidez, will be training Gervonta for his next fight. Word is they teamed up after they spent a few weeks working together in South Florida. This is actually an interesting combination, to be honest, because we already know Tank and David are fans of one another. They've already shared the same card together back in 2024, and it's intriguing to think how Tank would perform with the Benavidez remedies and methods. I don't know what's going on with Calvin Ford, but let's just see how true this all is. Oh, and by the way, for anyone who still cares, Ryan Garcia also called out Devin Haney again in the midst of all this Twitter beef. But last time I checked, he's supposed to be facing Conor Benn in August. Either way, one of these fights got to get made, man, because I mean, after all, we're just on the brink of Xander Zayas versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Pop off.